How you doing, folks? Welcome back to Jack's Meat Shack. Today on the channel we are cooking this awesome turkey sent to us by Coppers. Their turkeys are, as the box says, very, very special. We're gonna cook this a little bit differently today. We're gonna spatchcock it. Easy process, really simple to do. Don't let the knife work scare you. You can use poultry shears. It's just as easy as that. So in a minute, I'm gonna show you how to take the spine out of this turkey, lay it flat, then we're gonna season it, then it's gonna go onto the Traeger and we're gonna smoke it low and slow until it is done. Spatchcocking is a really nice way to cook a big bird, especially like this. And if you're not confident with how to carve a turkey, it makes it really easy because it's all flat, the legs come off nice and easy, and then it's just a simple case of slicing that breast meat. So if you want a simple way to cook a turkey for Christmas, stay tuned and I'll show you how to prepare it. Boom. Let's get to spatchcocking this turkey. So I'm gonna do one side with a knife and the other side with poultry shears, just to give you two different options of spatchcocking this bird. If you're not confident with a knife, buy some poultry shears. It's really safe, it's really easy. But if you're pretty confident with a knife, then you can do this with a good sharp fillet knife. As you can see, the knife does help to go through that thick layer of skin. These turkeys reached full maturity at 26 weeks before they were slaughtered, hung, plucked, etc. Good bone density as well. This is a tough old bird, which doesn't mean the meat is going to be horrible. That's actually a good sign that this turkey, keep it right, this turkey has aged well and produced some good meat. So use the top of the spine or the bottom of the tail. I think that's called the bishop's nose, if I'm not mistaken. Use that as a guideline and get a straight line down your bird, and you want to go through the bone, the rib cage, until you reach the inner cavity. I've done as much as I can now with the knife on this side. I'm just going to use the poultry scissors just to cut through the rib cage. Some of the bones, as I mentioned, are really firm, so scissors go through better than the knife. The knife is good when you're sort of navigating around things like the bones in the leg. Sometimes you can clip these with the scissors and you won't go through them, so use the tip of your knife, a bit like a dagger or an ice pick, and get through that bone cartilage that joins it to the spine. So second side now of the turkey, just using the poultry shears this side to show you a different way of doing it. So as you can see, we've got through the majority of the spine with ease. As I've reached the leg, what I've actually done here is hit the bone from the thigh that is joined to the sort of lower section of the spine. So we're going to use the knife to score down the rest of the skin and then cut through with the scissors as much as we can. And then, as I mentioned, use the tip of that knife just to separate the socket joint from the rest of the spine, basically, to bring the spine away in one piece. So, yep, just that little bit there, it just needs to come away. And that is the spine of the turkey removed. Keep that, makes wicked stock, and that's what your turkey should look like once it's spatchcocked. Turn it upside down, take away any sort of bits that jut out. You might have a little bit of rib cage left, some sort of nasty bits you don't want to eat. So just use your hands, feel over any sort of sharp bits sticking out, any bone fragments you've missed, take them away with your fillet knife or clip around them with your scissors. Then all it is a simple case of putting some sort of binder, some sort of olive oil. I'm using Frylight, it's low calorie, it's healthy, as your binder, and then we're gonna hit it with some rub. I'm using the Lane's brisket rub. I know it's not a brisket, it's a turkey, but this has got salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, some really strong flavors that's gonna help season our turkey. So when we smoke it, it's gonna taste really nice. Now repeat that process on the other side of the turkey. So flip it over, crown side up, hit it with some binder, season the skin of this bird. We're gonna put this on the Traeger, 150 degrees Celsius, low and slow until we reach a core temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. Then we're gonna take it off, cover it with foil, and that residual heat will help bring the turkey up to a safe eating temperature of 74 degrees Celsius, and we should get some nice moist meat. Fire up that Timberline, 150 degrees Celsius. We've got signature pellets, which are a mix of maple, hickory, and I think cherry from memory. Really good mix, should flavour the meat nicely. And lay it flat. I've taken out the other shells in the Traeger because basically they will cause it to take longer to heat up. So if you take the shells out you're not using, it will get to temperature a lot quicker. Use the thermometer provided, connect it to your app, and then it's just a case of monitoring that app until it reaches the desired cooking temperature. I've set this for 70 degrees Celsius. So we'll take it off, once it's done, rest it, and then I'll show you how to slice it. Done. That was about 3 hours of continuous smoke. Ready for some food science and Jackie Boy's top tip for moist meat. Let the bird rest. As you've cooked your bird in the Traeger, the moisture has been forced out of the muscle fibres and it needs time to redistribute around the meat. So don't cut into your bird straight away, let it rest. Do what I'm doing here, some tin foil over the turkey, let it rest for about a quarter of the time it took you to cook it. This way the moisture will redistribute into the meat and you'll have beautiful, beautiful moist turkey for your din-dins. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, spatchcocking is a nice way to cook your bird, and it also makes it really easy when you come to carve it. So one sharp knife across the skin of the thigh and the drumstick, and it comes off in one piece. To remove the wing, turn your knife at an angle and make an incision downwards, and you should be able to separate that bone of the wing from the breast cavity. Then find the center of the breast, or the crown as they call it, and you're gonna angle your knife towards the bottom of the breast and get as close as you can to that breastbone and take the breast off in one piece. Then it's a simple case of slicing it into portions. Now you have your breast off in one piece. Portion it as you like, thick, thin, totally up to you. The skin, when you smoke, isn't gonna get as crispy as if you've cooked it in an oven. So don't feel bad about removing the skin to make it easier to carve the turkey. You can always chuck this in the hot oven, crisp it up in a pan. Don't waste it, it's beautiful skin, trust me, I did it. I put it in a pan, crisped it up, and treated it like some sort of turkey pork scratchings. I had it with a nice beer after dinner. It was lovely. Yeah, it's going on now. No, I'll do that. Now to separate the thigh from the drumstick, again, really simple. There is a natural place where they separate. So if you find that socket joint and just get a sharp knife and cut all the way through, then you have your turkey thigh, your turkey drumstick, really easy to separate. I quite like to shred this meat up and serve it off the bone. They're quite big pieces of meat, and you'd struggle to sort of cut through it yourself if you was having it on your dinner. So it's nice to shred it, present it as the dark meat on the sides. So to recap, that was a Copper's turkey, spatchcocked, smoked on the Traeger Timberline at 150 degrees Celsius until it reached an internal temperature of 70 degrees. We rested it, we carved it, it was lovely. Thanks for joining me again, and I will see you very soon. Merry Christmas.